Welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. So we're doing a look into the person on your mind today. At the time that this is being posted, we're just getting into Mercury retrograde, so it'll be really interesting to see what messages come up. So in this video, we're looking into the person on your mind, where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts, and their feelings. And then we'll get some oracle cards and just like messages and advice from spirit and stuff. And in the extended, we're going to look into their intentions towards you and their actions at this time, and then get some messages from the Hermit Tarot Message Oracle. So yeah, if you're interested in that, each pile will have a extended and all of the timestamps and additional videos and other videos that I have on Mercury retrograde. If that's interesting to you at all, will all be linked in the description box. So you can look into that if you're curious. And then, yeah, timestamps will always be in the description. So for this reading, we're using the Alleyman Tarot. And I'm just going to shuffle it a few times and then split it into 3 piles. Okay. That one's a little bigger, but it's fine. Dark on dark. Okay. So okay, so pile 1 is pink stone. Pile 2, cinnamon stone. And pile 3, just black rock. So those are the piles to choose from. Okay. So we'll get right into it, starting with pile 1, this pink stone. So we're looking into the person on your mind, where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts, and their feelings. Person on your mind. Where they're at. They're doing. Energy towards you. And their feelings. We have the Queen of Swords, the bottom of the deck. So we have the Nine of Swords for the person on your mind. So right away, this person could be being really silent. It's like they're not communicating, just keeping to themselves. They have like a defensive, like protective energy here. Like with the bandages, it's like they're really defensive because they've recently went through something really difficult or something where they got really hurt, and so it's like they're keeping to themselves. So it could have been like a fight or an argument, or just something, kind of someone recently betrayed them, or just something happened where they now have their guard up and they don't really know how to communicate this or express what's going on. They could be feeling really vulnerable or just like emotionally wounded, and so they're really keeping to themselves. Yeah, with the Queen of Swords. And then we have this card here. I always get this like a very defensive energy from this card, like ready to go into battle. And then with the Queen of Swords, that there could have been some sort of like argument or fight or some sort of conflict that has them feeling like really, really vulnerable or hurt at this time. And again, we have the Five of Cups underneath, so it's like they're having a hard time not focusing on whatever happened, or feeling really emotionally vulnerable, or feeling like really stuck in this, to where, yeah, now they're like really defensive, or it's hard for them to move forward or open up to anyone about like what happened, because they're really focusing on like how this hurt them or betrayed them or like impacted them in some way, so they don't know how to like process it and communicate it, or like let anyone else in or open up to someone about how hurt they are. They're just trying to like recover or like lick their wounds in some way. Yeah, we have the dark sun and the night owl um, for where they're at. Um, so with the night owl, that card's all about like someone kind of like coming through and communicating like unexpectedly or during a dark time or like in the night or something. But then with the dark sun, I'm getting that it's like, again, it's like they're holding back from being able to come forward and open up and be vulnerable about what's weighing on them, what's hurting them, what's really bothering them, getting to them, keeping them held down here. There's not like, they don't have a proper light on the subject, so they feel as though they have to work through some really difficult emotions all on their own, like with his eyes here, the way that it's like if they're crying or upset or yeah, they feel like they have to keep this to themselves, like they can't open up and be vulnerable and share the heaviness or the difficulty of what they're going through with others. They have to just like yeah, they can't expose something, so they have to cast like a darkness or a negative light over it, and so they're like really protective or like defensive. They don't want to like let people in to see like the truth of what they go through or like what they deal with in some way. Okay, so yeah, and then we also have like, I believe this is the Knight of Swords for what they're doing here. So it's like they're moving forward. It's like they're expecting to get hurt again, or they're just really defensive. It's where it's like they could be really sensitive to where every little thing kind of gets to them, or like they're ready to have to like go up against people or like argue. Um, they're like looking for anyone that could be like wanting to hurt them or cause conflict or create any sort of conflict. So they could kind of just like project onto others like negatively, but that's not their intention. Their intention is to be ready to like defend themselves because they don't want to get hurt in the same way that they were before. Or so it's like um I'm getting this like, instead of communicating things through to see like what's really going on or like someone's true intentions in the situation, they're just like really quick to act or like really quick to defend themselves, really quick to um like cut people off or like deal with things or defend themselves if they feel like they need to or they feel any sort of like a threat, instead of like going in and communicating and seeing what the other person's intentions are, because that would then they feel then they would be perceived as like weak or something. They have to like deal with these like dark, overwhelming emotions all on their own. And so then instead of being vulnerable and just like letting people in on like how things affect them or how they feel or like how they're triggered or whatever's going on with them, then they're like really overly defensive. So then they're like projecting um yeah, that defensiveness or that feeling of like other people are going to hurt them, and so they have to like act or yeah, they're like constantly projecting out that like they're a victim in some way. Yeah, but it's like they have this misconception, like they feel like they can't just like communicate or like be straightforward or come forward and let like people know what's really going on with them, because then that would make them be perceived as weak or like being in like a weak or lesser, more vulnerable situation. Then they're like more likely to get hurt again, or it's for someone to have like the upper hand on them. Um, like intellectually, and then be able to like get on top of them in some way and like hurt them. And so yeah, they always feel like they have to be kind of like guarded or defensive. So it could come across as like they start a lot of arguments, or like they're kind of like hurtful, or when they do open up, it can be kind of like more aggressive or like sharp tongued. Um, they like, I'm getting this energy of like staying quiet when it comes to the more like soft and sweet, like open emotions. Their energy towards you, we have the Masterless Knight. So with this card, it's like they don't um they don't want their energy towards you to be like revealed at this time, or they don't want you to see them. They're hiding from you. They don't want to be open or vulnerable. They don't want you to see something about them. They just, so yeah, they could be coming across with all of this stuff in the background, is just like just coming across in a way of conflict. um or it's like all they want you to see is that they're like really strong and tough, and that they can like handle things, or they want to come across like in a certain way, but really it just comes across like kind of like bulldozy, or like they're just um comes across like they'll just like cut people out, or cut people down, or like beat people down in some way. um they don't want you or others to see like the real reason why they do this, or they act like this, or they communicate in this way. Again, they don't want people to see this like vulnerable, sensitive part of them that's just like doesn't want to get hurt again, or they feel as though they have to be really strong and tough and like handle things all on their own, or like they're what they're dealing with is like so dark that they have to like hide it from others. Like they can't like expose it, they have to kind of just like cast a negative light on it, and so then they're like a different part of their shadow self comes out that's like more hurtful. um and from their perception, that makes them come across as like more strong and tough and stable and secure. Whereas if they were to let out like the darkness, or the part of themselves that they're trying to like hide or like cast away in a negative light inside of themselves, then letting that part out would be like letting people see that the really soft, vulnerable, wounded, like loving part of them, and that would actually be like more of a strength to reveal that. But they don't want people to be able to see them and their true intentions and their true motives, behind why they do things. So yeah, they're actually just this really like sensitive person deep down, and they have this like shell. I'm getting this heavy like Cancer energy, like the crab. So yeah, maybe this person's Cancer or a water sign, um, or they have like a specific Cancer placement, like their moon in Cancer or something. Um, but they want to come across as like this really strong, tough, reliable, like someone that you would want to like take into battle. But they just end up kind of like hurting the people around them or something. They don't realize that. They don't realize that like not wanting people to really see them for who they really are is like causing damage or wreaking havoc in their relationships in some way. Their thought towards you, we have the Eight of Cups. And their feelings, this popped out like right away. So we have the storyteller. So again, I'm getting, it's like with their feelings, it's they're not truthful, they're not honest and upfront about what's really going on with them, or like why they really do certain things. And so when it comes to the way that they feel, it's not even like, okay, they're not, is what's showing up here isn't even their actual feelings towards you. It's the projection, like when they're talking about themselves and like how they feel about certain things that they're going through within themselves. They're like constantly telling a story, or like, projecting this like false light. So again, no one can see like the truth here of like what's really going on with them, what they're really hiding deep down, what they really deal with. So they're always giving people these like false stories. And so that's like what's coming up here. It's not even their actual feelings that they have towards you that's showing up. And so they may not even know how they actually feel towards you because they're so deep in this like mask or this show or, you know, this presentation that they have to put outwardly in order to like not, you know, they tell themselves like, there's that whole thing where like if you tell yourself a certain story like over and over and over, then even you start to believe it. And so there's something with that here going on, is like this person's very like delusional, or like they try to keep other people around them delusional to the point where they lead themselves into like literal delusion. They can't even keep up with their own stories. Something I'm hearing. So it's like instead of like opening up and being raw and real and upfront, like getting deep, um, here, and like letting the situation grow from like an organic and healthy place, when it comes to like with their thoughts towards you and what they should do with the 8 of Cups, it's like they feel like they should just walk away from the situation or just give up on it before like going back and being open and honest and upfront about what's really going on with them. um yeah, they're just coming, instead of like really opening up, they're just coming across as like really cold and sharp, or they're coming across like in this selfish energy of just like wanting to do what's best for them, because it's like they have so much, they have like a self-interest or something, like they're they're trying to protect themselves in some way, right? But it's like coming from this really dark wounded place that they don't want to like reveal to others, or they're not ready to like open up. Like with this here, I'm getting this like grid. So it's like they have this own, their own little inner matrix that they live and they operate in, their own little reality that they've like created for themselves, and they're not ready to like open up or to break that or to shatter that reality. Like they're not ready to, for everything that would come with that, emotionally, in order to be like to look at something or to shine a light on something or to be realistic or authentic even within themselves. They're just not prepared for that, dropping that kind of like bomb on themselves, right? Or just like the destruction, the havoc that that would wreak like emotionally on themselves, to have to like go in and process and deal with all of this stuff, all of these really dark, heavy, negative feelings and emotions, that they've been like burying and just like hiding from everyone and themselves. It's like going in and doing that inner work is just really scary, and they feel as though they're not prepared to handle like the chaos or the turmoil that would like come from that. And so they have to stay like dedicated or committed to like the stories that they tell themselves in order to feel okay, and the stories that they tell like the people around themselves in order to feel secure in their like position in regards to like others and their relationships and stuff. And so it's like they'd rather just sacrifice this relationship and just like walk away and just never like be vulnerable to, or never open up or show you some other side to them, or whatever's going on with them. Yeah, they'd rather just like sacrifice the relationship, or like, yeah, lose you, walk away from this, in a hope that maybe it could come back in the future. If not, then it is what it is, because they are not wanting to have to like go in and deal with this, or do the work that would, you know, continue to do the work to take care of themselves emotionally in some way after this sort of upheaval, or having to like go in and deal with all this. It would just create like so much chaos within themselves or in their life in some way. It would be like so much work for them, yeah, to continue to like make sure they could take care of themselves emotionally moving forward. So they, instead of being honest and explaining all of that, they could just like be really cold, like ghost you, or just be really hurtful. um yeah, create some sort of argument, or just say something like really hurtful, or you feel like cut off or like beat down in some way, or you feel like they're like projecting things onto you and trying to kind of like make things your fault, or they refuse to open up to you. It's like they suddenly just kind of shut down, stopped communicating. We have Diamond Girl, Born to Shine. Um, so yeah, they could just deflect towards like more superficial or like materialistic things. Or they just I'm getting it's like they just create like um they create situations maybe where there's like they draw a lot of attention to themselves, but it's like in a specific way in order to cast themselves in this certain light, and so that people don't see like what's really going on with them, so they could go like above and beyond to like really care about like their appearance, the way they come across, like their image. I'm hearing like their social media could be kind of like perfectly curated to make themselves like look a certain type of way, but then once you get close to them, it's like they don't really show people like who they truly are, or like the people that really know them or used to be around them like in a more close personal way know that like that's not who they really are, like the person that they present themselves as is like not who they really are, but like people who are actually close to them could feel like they're like super lost here, and so they go like even harder to like present some sort of image because they don't want those people, the people that actually know them, and you could be one of those people, to like see them for who they, or to see what's really going on with them, or to be able to see through some sort of mask or facade they're putting on because they're trying to uphold this like greater image to like other people around them, so they feel as though they can't go to the people that are like closest to them and tell them what's really going on with them, because then that would kind of like start to crack the image, and so it's like they'd rather like walk away from those people that can kind of see through them or see like on a deeper level like what's again really going on with them, and like through the mask, or like certain people that aren't going to like buy the stories here. It's like they'd rather distance themselves from those people or like walk away from those people at this time in order to focus on or like uphold this like image that they're putting on like to others or on the outside or like on social media or just like in public or in like a certain social setting. um, we have be careful, they both look the same. Salt or sugar, looks can be deceiving. So that could go into why they're so like paranoid and defensive here, is because they've had to learn some really tough lessons in the past that um, the same people that like seem like they're going to be your friend or really care about you or like really give to you, um, end up being like the same people that do you like the most dirty, or they it's like they don't really know who to trust or who to open up to because of something that they've like had to go through like in the semi recent past. I'm hearing like the past few weeks, even maybe they could have just like seen like a lot of the true colors or true intentions of people around them, and so now they don't really know who to open up to or who it's like safe to trust in a sense. So they're just kind of shutting everyone out, or they're not going to like the people that you would think that they would normally go to trust to like open up or tell them what's really going on. But then those same people that like are closest to them and really care about them can then see that they're acting different or they're acting funny or they're not communicating in the same ways, but it's like they'd rather just like ghost you than like open up and tell you like what really happened. And so then it's like they could be even like starting arguments or being like hurtful or projecting like negativity onto you, so then you'll just like not want to dig deeper and like yeah, dig in there and be like, okay, well, what's going on, like what happened, why are they shutting down, why are they acting like this, why aren't they communicating with people that they care about. Yeah, they're like so overly worried about upholding this certain image that they're not going to tell people like whatever like recently happened or went down, because I did pick up on that like right in the very beginning. So all of this could just be tactics to like push people away, so then again like the people around them that know them the most or like really care about them, um like ignore their intuition and don't like try to dig deeper and see like whatever this person's trying to hide. They're trying to like bury something down or like cast some sort of negative light on something so then people can't see it. So it's like, yeah, again, the people that know them the most or are closest to them can see through this behavior and see like, oh well, I know that like they're just doing this because there's something going on with them and they don't want us to like dig deeper, like they just want us to like leave them alone or like let them ghost us. And so then you're gonna like want to dig into it more or something, depending on the dynamics or like how much you care about this person. I'm getting that it's like you could just want to like push through and like continue to try to like make sure this person's okay, or and I'm not necessarily force them to communicate with you, but like just know that it's kind of like a show that they're putting on, or like they're doing this for a reason, so that you will like leave them alone, but there's something important or crucial that they're hiding, or like some way that they were recently hurt that they're hiding, that like actually opening up or shining a light on this or letting others around them could actually help them. It's like I'm getting the image of like a cat. Whenever cats are like really injured, if you try to like reach out to grab them, to pick them up, to help them, they're gonna like claw you and attack you, and just like, because they're gonna be really defensive, because they're like knowing they just got really harmed, they're not gonna just let someone come pick them up. But you're trying to help them, and and so it's actually gonna make it better. But through the process of trying to help, you're gonna get like really fucked up. Depending, right? So that's kind of an analogy um, that I'm getting here. Supposed to have family time. So yeah, this could be just like I was saying, this person's trying to like hide from the people that know them the most, or there's this energy of like the people that know and care about them the most can kind of see through it. And so it's like, yeah, whenever you're all together as a family, or there's something to where it's like, so yeah, I'm getting this pile is related to like a family type of dynamics. This could be a family member or someone that you've known forever. They're close, like family, their family. You could reach out to their family and kind of let them know what's going on, like if they're not willing to open up to you. But again, you could be a part of their family, so then you start to reach out to other family members and be like, hey, we need to start inviting so and so over more, like have a dinner night, invite so and so over, make sure they're okay. Like I'm getting this energy of like rally the troops together to like really let them know that like people care about them. It's okay to like open up, or that it's like there's there can be like certain safe environments where they can trust others with whatever's like really heavy, really burdening them. Stand your ground, ready for battle, defending yourself. So yeah, this is definitely them, right? They're just heavy in this, very paranoid and defensive, and just like unsure of who to trust, or who they can open up to. So they just feel like they have to give everybody this like generic story, or yeah, they can't let like anybody know what's going on with them, but like especially you. So again, you could just be someone close to them, to where it's like they know you're going to be able to see through them, and see that there's more going on here, and that's why they're acting like this, or being like so defensive. So yeah, again, you could like be really close to this person, like family. You could be a part of their family, or you could know their family. Or if this is like a relationship pile, then I'm getting like reaching out to their family and like letting them know like everything that's going on. Like if there's ever someone to where you feel as though they're like not okay, like reaching out to people that would know how to help them, or what to do, or how to get through to them, or like the people that are closest to them know them best, is always yeah, I'm just really hearing like if you're ever worried or concerned about someone, don't hesitate to like reach out to the people that would know them best or care about them the most, and see how you could all like work together to try to help uplift them, or to help them understand like how loved they are, how connected they are. um so yeah, like if this is like a relationship pile, then working with their family to try and help them to like trust people again, or if this is a part of your family, it's like working with like other people in the family to kind of create like a safe space, or like a nurturing environment for them could help them to want to like open up about whatever they're going through, whatever's going on with them, whatever's like recently really hurt them or damaged them in some way, or just their life. Nourish the soil. Priorities. Nourish all areas that hold value to prevent them from perishing from lack of attention. At times, you can get hyper focused on one thing, then the rest of your life feels neglected. That's the bottom of the deck. Spiritual path, righteous. You are being called to do the right thing and take the high road above all else. Don't let your ego lead you astray. Be mindful to select choices that align with your true self and support spiritual growth. So yeah, like if this person, because we're definitely picking up, like they could just be really combative, or like they could be like starting a lot of arguments, or they're just doing a lot of like darker um, things here in order to project this energy of like kind of pushing people away so that people won't see what's really going on with them. So sometimes our initial reaction, our human reaction, our ego reaction is to, out of our feelings to be like, oh, that person said really hurtful things, like I'm going to leave them alone, or to be like, oh, like, to be kind of judgmental, or to just take it really personally, right? But sometimes um, when we take a second look, or we look deeper into the situation, we can see like, oh, okay, I think this is coming from maybe a different place, or I think there's something here that maybe need to focus on, because I could like really help someone that I care about, or yeah, having like a different perspective over what's going on, not taking things personally, like I said. Ooh, so we have burden on the bottom and growth. I'm going to read both of those for you. Many times we take on the stress of those we love and care for. We see it as the ultimate sacrifice. We take on others' burdens to save them the trouble or heartache. Ironically, the way energy in the universe works make this a very counterproductive way of operating. When we take on the burdens of others, we deny them the ability to learn and grow from their own lessons. We also interfere divine planning and timing. Never one to be thwart, any lessons circumvented will absolutely reappear, sometimes with much more force than what was originally intended. Ask yourself if you or another is taking on troubles and lessons not belonging to them out of a need to be needed. This stems from the fear that you or they are fundamentally not enough. This is not true. You were created perfect. Your fears and doubts keep you separated from this truth. This is the separation one can feel from Creator. Once you accept and believe you are perfect and worthy, the tendency to make yourself invaluable to others through your help and assistance will go away. Your relationships can then be based on truth and not manipulation. So yeah, definitely make sure you're always coming from the right place, or you have the right approach, or if it's not really working to be able to get through to someone, then there could be a lot of wisdom or advice in that, in order to kind of shift the energy within you as you come at the situation, and you may see things start to change. You also have growth. The situation or time is one of rapid growth. The seeds that have been planted have germinated and taken root. Go with the flow of this growing time. You may find people and situations falling away from your life is now they do not serve who and what you are becoming. It may be that your vibration no longer resonates with theirs. It's okay. Wish them well. Be grateful for what they brought to you and you to them, and then send them on their way. Room has now been made for new experiences, people, and situations to help you to your next level. If you are not feeling this shift right now, be prepared because it will soon come to pass. So yeah, I think that's why I was also getting the energy of if it's like someone that you say it's like a relationship situation or just someone that you really care about, it's like sometimes there's not a lot you can do in order to help people. So it's like you don't want to take on those types of burdens. So sometimes if people don't want your help or they just kind of want to push you away at a time, you have to allow that to happen. And sometimes the most you can do is like reaching out to the people around them or their support system or just people that you know that really genuinely care about them and just say like, hey, this is what's going on. I have certain concerns about them, but it's like there's nothing that you can really do yourself to get them to want to open up to you or to like get them to shift their energy to where they can like trust you or be receptive to you. So, yeah, sometimes the best you can do is kind of like walk away from situation. You can't like force people to trust you or to want your help or again to want to open up to you. So sometimes the most you can do is just let like the people that you know that can get through to them or can help them or like your family. There's like you're just kind of stuck with them. There's nothing you can do. So sometimes when there's nowhere else to go or there's no further that we can go or we feel like we can help people, the most we can do is reach out to others that we think actually can help them or that we do think really genuinely care about them and just like let them know our concerns or what we see or um uh yeah, just like if you're ever worried about someone, definitely don't like keep it to yourself, but sometimes like there's nothing that you can do personally, so you can't take that burden on for yourself. So the most you can do is like I said, reach out to their friends and family, the people that are really close to them, that know them the best, that are going to be able to see through like what's going on with them and be able to help them in ways that for you, you're just kind of like taking on a burden that's not really yours to deal with. Like for you, Spirit is saying it's like an opportunity for you to move forward and grow and call new people into your life that are on kind of on your level. So this individual here is obviously, fighting a lot of demons and just kind of like going through a lot of different things. So yeah, I feel like the right thing can be sometimes to like let people go, let them kind of push us away, but then also make sure that we are reaching out or like alerting the people around them that can actually like help them or do something um, even if it's just like over time checking in on them because they're family just to make sure they're okay or whatever. Other people can sometimes do more than we can, so there comes a time where sometimes you kind of like gracefully bow out of a situation, but it's still like doing the most that you can to like walk away and feel really confident that you did the best that you could or the most that you could to like help that person or to at least like alert others that then could do more to help them than you could or I think you guys, if this resonates with you, I think you're catching my drift. I'm sorry, sometimes I am really repetitive, but I just really want to like get all of the different like angles and ways that I see things out that may resonate with people. So anyways, this is all I have for this pile. So, in the extendeds, we're looking into their intentions towards you and their actions towards you, and we're going to get some messages from them from the Hermit Tarot message cards, and then like um, some love oracle cards and stuff. So for this pile, we'll definitely be geared towards looking into like some new love or just something new that could come into the situation. That was kind of mentioned in the growth card is like when certain things are exiting, it's just like making new space or creating new opportunity for things to come in. So we'll definitely gear the extended for this pile towards that. And thank you. If this resonated with you and you'd like something more personal, you can use the link in my description to get a personal reading. And I hope you have a really great day. Thank you. Okay, so pile 2, this cinnamon stone. So we're looking into the person on your mind, where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, and their thoughts and their feelings. Then we'll get some oracle cards, and then in the extended, we're looking into their intentions towards you and their actions towards you at this time, and then getting some message cards. So we'll get right into okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. Ooh, and then this is just like the white noise or blank space. So I'm hearing like there could be someone who's like trying to make choices or trying to decide like who or what they should give to, like whether or not they should give to you, whether or not it's a good idea to give to you or to move into some space with you. So with where they're at, we have Tika Pick I don't I'm not even I don't want to mess that up. What they're doing, we have the Queen of Cups. Or no, that's where they're at. What they're doing, we have the Strength. So yeah, with the Six of Pentacles, okay, so at first when I saw that, I was hearing this energy of someone deciding like who or what they should give to, or like deciding if it's worth it to give to someone or to make some sort of choice to like stop giving in another direction and go all in with someone. So this person, I'm just getting that they have a lot going on here with the Strength card. They could see it as like having other people or still being like linked up with other people. They're kind of delusional in the sense that they feel like that is like a strength, or like they're coming from a position of power. They feel like it gives them some sort of like status or like level up in some way on others, like they're like better than others or like above others if they like deal with certain people or like lots of people. So they're in this energy of like debating on whether or not it's worth it to like make a change and like stop giving to a lot of people and just give to one person, or to stop investing in one place and to fully invest in another, or like reallocate how they like spend their time or money or something. But it's like there's this energy of like, is it worth it? Because they almost see it as like, it's like they we would have to be something super super worth it or super super valuable or something that like almost kind of like fulfilled or boosted their ego in the same way as like having like a lot of side pieces or like having certain attachments to certain other people. It's like their ego is, it really feeds their ego, or they really convince themselves that that leads to some sort of like status, or juggling multiple people um just like boost them up in some way. And so then um yeah, they have a hard time kind of like humbling themselves and just being loyal or faithful to one person. Or in order to do that, that one person would then also have to like validate their ego enough to like make up for the missing attention from not having like multiple people that they're juggling. And so it's hard for them to know or to choose if that's like worth it. Like if you know going all in with in like one direction is gonna be like enough to validate then everything that's like missing, all of the missing attention or something, like they're not going to feel as boosted or as elevated in some way. Oof. Interesting. So yeah, the boogeyman, their energy towards you. So again, I'm getting that there's this secrets there's like a lot that they're kind of hiding, and they're trying to debate if it's like worth bringing things into the light or like exposing themselves. That's the main thing. They're trying to figure out if it's worth exposing themselves in some way, by like going in some direction with you or like choosing you in some way. Their thoughts, we have the undead. So um I feel like, yeah, there is this part of them that wants to do this. There is this part of them that would like to go in this direction. So I feel like they naturally have these thoughts of like, oh, I should choose this person. But then it's like so backwards, or it goes so against like everything that they know or everything that they're used to, that then then their ego comes up and is just like, oh, but starts telling them this like weird story, and then they're like, well, I don't know if it would really be worth it to expose myself in that way, or to like bring certain things to light, um, within myself. They don't know how to like not play games, and so yeah, they're like naturally drawn in this direction, and then they're like, um yeah, but then they get like freaked out because they're like, well, no, this goes against like everything I've ever known. So okay, so I feel like their first initial, like they're so drawn towards you, and so it's like they feel like inclined or motivated to like choose towards you, to give to you, to like stop giving to others and then want to give to you. But then they get like instantly triggered, and they're like, this goes against like everything I've ever known. So then like instead of following their feelings and going in the direction that they like think they should go in, they just like do the exact opposite, and specifically, um they do the opposite of what they're being led to do, or like what they're like starting to think, and they'll specifically do something to leave you out, or leave you behind, or leave you out in the cold, or to make you feel like abandoned or ghosted, um in some way. But it's like their ego again, with how we were picking up on with like their ego. It's like they, in order to like give up this lifestyle of like juggling all these multiple different people, in their mind they're telling themselves that like that's what makes them cool or strong or powerful or like attractive, or like why people are drawn to them in some way. um but maybe that's like not true, but that's just like what they really believe, so that's what's true to them. So in order to leave this lifestyle or this way of thinking and everything here, behind, and to like stop giving so much to that, and to like just like change and like give all to one person, it would like expose their ego in some way, because then they wouldn't be like satisfied in the relationship again, because it's like then that one thing that they choose would have to satisfy their ego, the same as, again, like all of that attention. It's like now all the attention that they're lacking from not juggling all these people, then like no one person would be able to satisfy their ego to that level, or to make them feel like secure to that level. And so then this would then expose their like darker nature, or expose the like darker parts of themselves that they don't want people to see, or it would expose like their true intentions and relationships, or just it would expose um more of just like the ego based like way that they are, to where like having a lot of like surface level relationships that you kind of partake in or juggle, it's like people don't necessarily see you on like a deeper level. They don't see like what's hiding in your closet, or if you will, like your demons and stuff. So um they get like triggered by this, and they purposely like abandon you, leave you behind, leave you out in the cold, ghost you, go in the opposite direction than they will initially like be drawn to, because yeah, they don't want to expose themselves, they don't want to be like seen. um so with their feelings, we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So I'm just getting like, yeah, they do have a lot of feelings for you. They care about you. It's like they want to be able to like come together with you and just like play and have a good time, just like experience like joy, like put a lot of this like other stuff just like kind of to the side. If they were to go by just their feelings here, they would be like chasing after you, wanting to play with you, um like maybe on an energetic level, kind of just like wanting to engage with you, or just wanting to like let their guard down and have that like lighthearted, carefree, fun like banter, or just be like more free, not even like sexual, like in a seductive way, but just like more free, playful, like fun. Um, but it's like, again, they feel like they can't get too close because they don't want to expose themselves in some way. So then their logical mind will be like, nope, ghost her, like, or ghost them, or cut it off, like, don't let yourself, but it's like if they just went off their feelings here, they would like dump all this other stuff, or like stop juggling all this other stuff, or like leave this weird delusional world where they feel like so secure supposedly, or they have this certain status, or people like respect them or something, and they would just be like chasing after you, or like having some chasing after like being able to play and just like have fun with you, or just like break out of like the routine and just like enjoy themselves, or like go on dates, or just like more carefree type of stuff. But then by their logic, they're just like, I can't do that, absolutely not. um I'm just like, nope, I'm actually going to go in this other direction. And so then they could like purposely leave you out of things and like only include like others, or you just see them like giving a lot of their time and energy to others and just like purposefully not including you. Investigating. So this could be you, like you could be trying to investigate, but then also, oh, we have caught up too. So you could be like, it's like in if they were to go by their feelings, they would just choose you, but then their mind takes over and they'll do something to purposely sabotage this. So they could have really seriously like done something to really hurt you or the connection. And so then you were like, okay, I gotta like figure out what's really going on here. And then you realize like they didn't actually stop juggling all these other people, or they're still giving to other people. But I'm getting this energy of like they're doing it publicly and like purposefully, like they're like will purposely ignore you, or like ghost you, or not hang out with you, and then go hang out with like other people, and then make it like really really public and well known here. So it's just like these like self-sabotage methods, because they do actually really care about you, but they're just their ego's like a whole mess. So um then like yeah, they once they do that, then they like are kind of then stalking you to see like your reaction, or like what you're gonna do or something, because they still can't like let this go like emotionally. Does have nightmare. So yeah, they don't want to there's something that they struggle with, or some sort of like demons that they have that they don't want to expose, or they feel like it's not safe to um let you in on something that's going on with them. Or yeah, they could be um, living some sort of a nightmare somehow, and so they don't feel like worthy of you, and so that's why they self-sabotage, something I'm hearing. So there's some level or some dynamic about their life that they don't actually like, and then they use like juggling like multiple other people to kind of like convince themselves like, oh, I have the life that everybody else would dream for or kill for. And so it's like they feel as though they can't like give it up or leave certain things behind, no matter how like terrible it is, or how much this is actually like affecting them. We have attracting. So yeah, you are like attracting them, right? Like if they were to just go based off their feelings, they are so drawn towards you. They would literally be just like chasing after you. But then their ego steps in, and like I want to say their logical mind, but it's not logic. It's coming from like their triggers, but it's like this overactive logical mind um, steps in and is like, oh no, like that would be weak, or that would yeah, make me like perceived as like less than, or like weak. for some reason. So I can't do that. I have to actually like ghost them and then hit up like, 4 other people that I'm interested in. And then like we all go hang out publicly, and I'm going to take a bunch of pictures and post it. And then I'm going to go and look that person up later and see if they saw that or like reacting to it at all, or if they care, or kind of like this weird sick cycle. Um, they may not even really fully understand why they're doing it though. Like why they're so triggered here, and their demons or like their worst behavioral patterns are like coming up. Because yeah, that's an interesting energy of like, say you hit them up or you invite them somewhere, you try and do something with them, and then they'll like purposely ghost you and then go hang out with a bunch of other people that are interested in them that day, or that they're also like talking to, and then they'll like be really public about it, post it everywhere online, and then at the end of that day like go look you up and see if you saw that, or you're reacting to that, or if you're hurt by that, um like what your reaction is, or and then yeah, it's like instead of doing all of that to see how you're reacting, they could have just like responded to you and like hung out with you in the first place. And so it's like a lot of weird games. And so I'm hearing, as I'm explaining this, I'm hearing that it's like kind of like power games. Like they maybe feel as though they need to be juggling multiple other people, because then it is a way of like holding power over others. Um, but they're kind of like delusional in the sense that that's what gives them power in a relationship, because it's like only really insecure people fall for that. And then like only really insecure people respect that. So it's like other people really aren't looking at them the way that they think that they are, or they don't really have some sort of like image to um, maintain like they think. Bridge the gap. Communication. Walking across a bridge is easier than treading through the water. Viewing both sides of a situation can create compassion and clarity. You're being asked to reach common ground to see both points of view. Nourish the soil. Priorities. Nourish all areas that hold value to prevent them from perishing lack of attention. At times, you can get hyper focused on one thing, and then the rest of your life feels neglected. One more oracle card. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have perception. And it's all good. So I'll read both of those for you. With energy, sometimes a slight shift in perception is all that's needed. Remember, nature strives to retain balance. It is only our perception and labels that cause us to think otherwise. Is there a situation in your life that you are viewing from a very rigid perspective? Are you certain that you are the center of all the drama around you? Perhaps cultivating the ability to step outside of the drama and see the issue from every different point will shift your judgment of this person or situation from intolerable to simply, it is what it is, and it won't remain for so long. Letting go of the tether that holds you to a certain viewpoint also frees the situation up to let the natural way and get back into balance, to go the natural way and get back into balance. So, yeah, I'm going to read this card again. Walking across a bridge is easier than treading through the water. Viewing both sides of a situation can create compassion and clarity. You're being asked to reach common ground to see both points of view. And then again on here it said, are you certain that you are the center of all the drama around you? So definitely think with this card, with like bridging the gap here and just seeing all sides of points of view and everything. It's I'm just hearing it's not you. If you're feeling really triggered by this situation, it's like this person is kind of battling their own ego, and it's like their own kind of insecurities and self-esteem issues and their issues with how others perceive them. And it's not you, so you could have been really triggered by this situation or really wondering like what's wrong with you, or like why they won't give to you, or why they won't choose you, or like feeling yourself like feeling as though you're like in competition with other people or something, and that's not anything that you're doing to create that. Or yeah, that's this person, if they were to go by their feelings, it's like they do really care for you, they would be like chasing after you, but it's like they have their own kind of issues that they're working through. So like don't blame yourself for anything at this time. It's definitely not, it's not you, right? We have it's all good. Every experience you have in your lifetime has the potential to be a teaching tool. By remembering and embracing this idea, the situations you encounter become less fraught with unneeded emotion and drama. By not attaching labels or expectations to people and situations, you allow the pure divine energy to flow unimpeded. While you may have little control over what happens to you at times, you always have control over how you react. Do you react on an impulse? Strike out at others when you feel hurt? Do you crawl into your safe place when the world seems mean and hurtful? Face this challenge in your life head on. Be thankful for the opportunity to experience whatever is happening. Set yourself a goal of learning from every situation in your life. Find that silver lining. It's there. Okay, so that's all I have for pile two. Like I said, in the extended, we're going to look into their intentions towards you and their actions towards you at this time, and then messages from the Hermit Tarot messages. And yeah, if this resonated with you and you would like something more personal, you can use the link in my description to book a more personal reading. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a really great day. Alrighty, pile number 3. Alright, so we have this black stone. So Okay, so we have the person on your mind, where they're at, they're doing, energy towards you. Ooh, so we have this card. I think it's called just like the Six of Stools or Six of Chairs or something. But I love this card because it has this energy of like, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if this person is trying to drown this guy or give him like a baptism. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes whenever we're going through certain things or like we're learning to trust others, sometimes it's like we literally, even sometimes the path of like learning to trust God in my life, I've been like, are you trying to punish me or are you trying to enlighten me? You know what I mean? Like, are you literally trying to kill me off or are you trying to, um, like help me grow, you know, or like give me like a fuller measure to be able to understand like why these things happen. Like um and sometimes it's a bit of both. Or I read in the Alice in Wonderland's uh Through the Looking Glass, the book by, I think it was Steve Carell or however, whatever the author is. It talks about chess, the game of chess, and it talks about how the antagonist is not allowed to make any moves, only manipulate the moves that the players are making. Oh my gosh, I kind of forgot where I was going with this. Um, oh, okay. So then so it's like we'll never really know if the antagonist was hoping for our demise the whole time or actually kind of like setting us up to be able to like overcome certain things, because it's like through the game, or you know, kind of playing chess with the antagonist or allowing the antagonist to manipulate your moves, because the antagonist can't make any moves for themselves. It can just manipulate the player's moves. So as a player, um and you're at that playing that game or that dance with the antagonist, and their counter moves, you know, they're manipulating your moves, causing you to move in different ways. And um it's like in the end, whenever you're ultimately able to be victorious over whatever your antagonist is, whatever is like you know, it seems as though is like working on your downfall as you're trying to work forward, or it seems as though it's working against you as you're trying to make moves. It's like once you get to the end of the road and you look back, it's like it's hard to tell if that antagonist was actually working against you the whole time, or if it was only ever like setting you up um, to be able to make the right moves and to be really successful. It's like helping you kind of calculate your steps or navigate yourself. So yeah, through this process of like releasing and letting go, it's like to trust another person. It's like it feels like they're trying to drown us or take advantage of us or harm us or something. It feels like something bad is happening or that something's being taken away from us. Um, or some sense of control over our circumstances is being taken away from us. Um, but really, this is just leading us to closer to the divine, right? Closer to what we want. That connectedness and that closeness with spirit. It takes kind of like releasing the control over how you get there. So the same translates to like our more divinely led relationships. If you want to be in a relationship that spirit would have for you, or more of like a divine counterpart type of relationship, then you have to be able to let go or release control of how that looks like, or how you're gonna get there. It's like you're not gonna be able to have control over every single aspect of the relationship or the dynamics. You have to be able to let go and let things fall apart sometimes so that spirit can come in and like take hold of things and be the one to like work in the situation and create growth where others, nobody else could, or to just give perspective when all hope was lost, and bring things back to life that were, no longer working. And so yeah, like whatever this situation is, it's like you're being put in a really uncomfortable situation where you have to kind of like release control in order to like trust in spirit or divine in the way that they are working in you and your relationships in some way. So we also have this Six of Wands, so it's like um this is leading you towards a victory, but with the way all these wands are like linked up and like all stuck together, it's like one of these wands can't like get out of the situation on its own. It's like you're being asked to like release control, and it's like you're put in a situation where you're like jammed up here and you can't like move forward, or you can't do anything like on your own here. So it's like you have to like allow spirit to work in the situation however that it's going to, and that feels really uncomfortable because then you don't have a lot of control over the outcome, but you're being stalled here, or like you're being like wedged in a situation where there's nothing that you can do personally, or nowhere that you can go like on your own. Like you have to just surrender and just like fall back on some sort of support system or like spirit in some way, and then like trust that it's all going to work out. But again, like this feels really uncomfortable because then you no longer have like control over the outcome of the situation or like the direction that you're going in. Um, but yeah, spirit is like purposefully um, working in the situation or putting you in some sort of a position here. You and another person potentially. So we have the Three of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So this is like happening to your person. Everything I just described is what your person is going through. Like they're having, yeah, they're in this really, you could be as well too. Like you could be marrying each other. But they're definitely in this period where they're having to completely release control over something and trust um, in like someone else to be able to help them, or someone else to support in some way. So with the Three of Wands in reverse, they can't travel or move to where they would like to. So it's the same thing I was saying. There's some sort of jam up or some sort of block to where it's like they can't go out and get to where they want to get on their own, or start something out, or do something that they want to do on their own. So we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So yeah, it's like they don't know how to like get something going or get something started for themselves here. They can't get like their ideas, their dreams, their visions. It's like they can't move forward or progress forward or get to the place that they would like to be. So they don't have like the resources that they need, or it's like they're being forced in this uncomfortable position of trusting someone else. So now they don't have as much control over like how something goes, the outcome or something. But it's like if they want to get some sort of start in a direction, or if they have any sort of hope or chance of getting to where they would like to be in life, then it's like they have to allow spirits to like work on them, or they have to um, get comfortable with the idea of like doing things in a different way than they would. Like it feels as though if they like release, or they surrender to this, or they release control of the situation, that they're gonna like lose everything here. But it's actually gonna be the thing that like gives them a chance to like come back stronger, or to be like revived in some way. So it's like they really have to like trust here. But they have no other choice. Like they can't get to where they would like to be. They can't even get like a start in that direction on their own without like doing it in this way. But I'm hearing that this is like their last resort, or like they have no other options or no other choice. Like they would have never chose to like go do something or go about it in this way. So we have the Six of Wands. So they are working towards some sort of victory. Um, they are like moving in some sort of positive direction, or working towards like being able to overcome something. It's just the process of getting there or going about it is again really, really uncomfortable, or they're like fighting it in some way. So with what they're doing, we have I think it's like the seven of these are the fireflies, or shoot, I can't think of what these are called. It's like dragonflies, the seven of dragonflies. I think that's what. So yeah, I'm just getting they have like a huge they have a huge dream or like a huge goal. Um so it's just getting there. Like their vision of like how to get there. They don't have a clear vision of like how to get where they would like to be right now. Um they have an idea, but they don't have like a super clear vision or like direction of like how to get. They're capable of it, right? They have what it takes to be able to move forward and really overcome, but it's like they don't know how to get there, where to go. They like there's some sort of block where they can't even get like some sort of start that they need in order to even like get going in that direction. Literally, we have creative block. Um, so we have the loyalty card in the reverse and acceptance, synchronicity. So the reason they're having a creative block and there's like an unlucky outcome, they can't travel or move, they can't get to where they're trying to go right now. The reason they're having this creative block, right? The reason that they're not able to do something on their own or achieve something on their own is because they could have kind of like a stingy energy, like they could be like coming at the situation kind of selfishly. So spirit is like working in their heart here. Or yeah, there's this energy to where it's like they're wanting to do it all for themselves and like not give the credit back to like the divine or like spirit in some way. And so spirit has like purposely put them in a situation where they have no choice but to like reach out to spirit or to like let spirit work in the situation in some way, because they're not going to be able to move forward and like be victorious or get to where they want on their own. And so they could have just been like really selfish or just like really looked out for themselves for a long time, or spirit is just finally kind of grew tired of them like not like giving the credit back to spirit for like some sort of success that they had in their lives. Like they just came across like selfish. They're not accepting like the synchronicities around them, so it's like they're not open to seeing like the ways that like the divine actually works in their life in order to like help get them to where they are, to help achieve their like success in some way. And so then spirit has had to create a situation and put them in a position of like lack purposefully, so then they'll have no choice but to then call out to spirit and be like, hey, like I can't do this on my own. Like they've almost become so accustomed or like entitled to the ways that spirit like shows up for them in their lives, and so they don't even notice those like little synchronicities or like signs that spirit is with them and like assisting them or like giving them what they need. And so they've become really selfish and just kind of like taken it on themselves, or just felt like they've become really self-empowered, or it's like they don't give back to others, like they only consider themselves. And spirit's like, okay, well, you wouldn't have been able to even do all of that if it wasn't for my help, and I'm going to show you now. um, so it's like they're being forced to wake up to the synchronicities around them, or like how spirit works in their life, because now that spirit's not working in their life, they're not able to be successful, or they're not as like creative, or they don't have like the same passion, or like their work is like not reflected the same. Yeah, they're just having some sort of bad luck and they're not able to move forward gracefully like the same way that they were before. So then they're being forced to recognize like how much spirit has like given to them or worked in their life or like given back to them in some sense. um, So their energy towards you, we have the undaunted. And we have their thoughts towards you. We have this, I think it's an accordion, Ace of Accordions. I don't know if that's not what that instrument's called. I'm so sorry. Please don't judge me. Um, and then their feelings towards you, we have this Black Moon card. Um, so what I'm getting from this here is like the more that spirit is like working in their life, or the more that spirit is like forcing them into these uncomfortable positions, um, as they find ways to like move through it, or like grow out of the situation, it's like they're starting to gain some sort of appreciation for you, or like it's creating some sort of situation where they want to like make some sort of risk or take some sort of leap and like put themselves all out there with you, like go from like no communication or something being like super unknown or like in the dark, and then just like all at once like take some sort of like huge risk or like huge leap of faith and just like totally expose themselves or like put themselves like all out there and make themselves fully vulnerable to you in a way that they would have never before, because I'm getting that it's like before they felt super like secure within themselves, or they felt like they didn't need anyone else, or like they could do everything on their own, or like they could get to wherever they could like have everything that they wanted in their lives, or like be fully content or satisfied, or like yeah, have everything that they want, or like they had total control over like their life, and so they weren't like in a position of like need or lack or anything. And so then maybe they like really cared about you before, but again, they were just kind of like selfish or self-serving, or they just like thought about themselves. They didn't realize like, yeah, how much uh one, spirit was like giving to them or helping them, and then two, like how much like life is a gift, or like how much like life deserves to be like celebrated. Or it's this, there's this, now there's this import, they're highlighting this importance of like authenticity or like living in the moment. um yeah, they can no longer just like project this idea of like this perfect life, and that they're like totally in control, and that they like do have everything they could ever want, or like can have anything that they want. um they could have just been kind of like covering up their more sensitive or sentimental feelings. um but through this whole process of everything that they've been going through, it's like the lens that they were viewing the world through, like they had some sort of mask on or something, it's like starting to fade away or like crumble away, and they're starting to kind of like see how dark and empty um their life is. And it's like they want to like fill it up with like really beautiful memories. They feel like you two together could create something like really, really beautiful that would enrich their lives, in like a really meaningful way. And so they want to like put themselves out there, take some sort of risk, or like jump uh, into something, be really vulnerable, like put them, it's like go all out, like put themselves all out there, like all at once, go from being completely self-focused and like hiding like any bit of like vulnerability or sensitivity to just like totally like diving in and then being like responsible for you in some way. It's like they want to like take that on or like expose themselves to you and then like also take on like your vulnerability in some way. um yeah, I'm just hearing it's like they're starting to, the emptiness around them is starting to be like reflected back at them or like projected back um at them, and they're not liking like the echo of just like how empty and like quiet their life actually is. um Again, they feel as though you two coming together and connecting would create something really beautiful, or it would create this like really beautiful melody, or it would like fill their life um, in this really beautiful and like wholesome way. And so they want to take some sort of risk or like put themselves all out there in some way. So you have busy. So I feel like this was them before, like so busy and preoccupied. And then now spirit is like really jammed up their life in some way, or like made it to where they can't move forward in the ways that they're used to without going back and like reassessing something. So we have family time. And we also have pregnancy test, unsure, pregnancy scare, positive, negative. So that might be like confirmation for some people. Like, say something like this did happen, that could have been something that like triggered them, or that could have been like spirit like jamming them up or like preventing them from being able to move forward in the way that they would like to in some way. Let's take it like however it resonates. Like say there was a scare and it didn't work out, then it's like the spirit jammed them up that way. Or like say there's a scare and it did work out, it's like they're not able to move forward and do what they need to do in order to feel like they have control over the situation. Like something like this happening like makes them feel really scared and like out of control, so it makes them realize how much they have to like lean on spirit in order to help give them like what they need to be able to like handle the situation, or to give them like the guidance that they need in order to be able to like show up and take care of the situation in the ways that they need to. um so yeah, they can no longer, so yeah, there is this energy of like their hands are kind of like tied, or there's no, they can't like move forward like all on their own anymore, like they're no longer in control of the situation in the same way. But uh when you're going through a major life shift like that, it definitely that's definitely something that'll wake you up, right? And make you be like, okay, I'm not in control of like how this is going to go or the outcome that's going to happen here. But there's this energy of like when they think about you and they think about this whole situation and they compare like whatever's going on in their life right now, um, it's like compare their life right now to where they'd like to be. They feel this like really this like empty or this lack in their life being reflected back at them, and they feel as though like you guys coming together again, you could create something like really beautiful, um, really harmonious, stable, long lasting. It's like coming your energy like working together. So yeah, it's like they want to take some sort of risk or leap of faith or like go all in on something. So yeah, it's like even though they know they're not going to be like in control of the situation, or they're no longer in control of their life or in control of just themselves in the same ways that they once were, they're willing to like take some sort of leap of faith or take some sort of um, risk or jump but it's like they know that they're not going to be able to do this all on their own. Like spirit is going to have to go in and like guide them and give them specifically exactly what they need in order to be able to come together and like co-create with you in a really beautiful way, or to create something really balanced, peaceful, beautiful, to create like a really tranquil, healthy environment for a family or something. Passing ships, timing. The energy is not aligned in this situation to create synastry. There may be another ship coming that isn't in your view just yet. Patience is needed to create the best outcome. So, yeah, we also had acceptance and synchronicity. So, your person is in a place right now where they're still working on like accepting all of the different synchronicities in their life, like not to be repetitive and like literal. Um, but until they're able to like shift their energy to be more acceptive, or to be more receptive, I'm sorry, and accepting of the way that spirit is like working all around them, then there's not going to be like a clear view or a clear shot or pathway forward. They're still in this situation of kind of like perceiving everything around them and still realizing and kind of taking in like how empty or like the lack, or like how something's kind of like withering away or not really working out for them anymore. And so they're still in the process of like figuring out how to come together, or how to um, take some sort of leap of faith, jump in and create something like really beautiful and harmonious with you. So they're still like trying to accept everything that's happening and like make sense of it. And so their energy has to like shift in order to be more open and receptive, so then things can like flow better. So definitely timing is everything. And they could also like literally, like you or them or just the situation, or could just be in a really busy period right now. And so then some like whenever it's not the right time for certain things to get like worked out, then um there'll be certain like blockages to where you can't like come together and like really communicate the way you need to like right now, because it's like not the right time, because they, spirit is still working internally on them to like help shift their energy, or to create more like an acceptance within them. And so then you'll be able to like actually come together and meet up again, like when the energy is more in alignment, or whenever they've had more of a time to like process through things and to be able to like accept certain things, or to like trust in like spirit in some ways, or to accept that this is like actually a baptism and not that they're like being drowned, right, like metaphorically. um, The key elements amplified. When you combine all the elements of nature into who you are, magic happens. Trust this lucky card to show you everything is in alignment to expand. Now is the time to embark on an incredible journey by merging past, present, and future as a multi-dimensional person. So yeah, everything is in alignment to expand. It's just all in God's timing, right? Or universe, spirit, like whatever you identify with in your spiritual beliefs and practices. It's like there's a greater timing that we're all working from. So we're all a part of this um, greater collective, or this greater whole. And so every piece has to be like in the right place before we can see the type of success or results that we would like to see in our situations. Yeah, as far as their feelings, of this really picking up on, like, first of all, like thinking of you and thinking that you guys could create something really beautiful and harmonious together. That's really great. And like with the feelings, like wanting to, they do want to just like jump in and like dive in. So they're just going through this period of like accepting the process of like how they can do that. But it is really genuine, wholesome feelings here to just want to like take something on, or it's like even though they're really scared, they want to just kind of like radically go all in some way, like movement into balance. On the bottom we have reunion of souls, so I'm going to read both of those for you. The sun balances the moon just as the earth, the water, and the sky remain in precious balance. So you are moving from unbalanced ideas and lifestyles into a more balanced way of being. A situation may call for some tweaking to adjust it into a balanced mode. Look at the energy and emotions you are putting into the universe, your world, your relationships, or your goals. Balance that with the energy you are allowing yourself to receive. The body inherently tries to maintain a state of balance, so do our souls. If you are not receiving enough, you may be unconsciously giving more to restore a perceived balanced state. Step out of that automatic response and listen to your guides and your soul for what this situation truly warrants. There is a school of thought that says before our souls come to earth, we make contracts or agreements with other souls. At one point in time, we appear in each other's lives to assist those involved in learning a lesson, being a catalyst for a needed change, or to share in profound joy. When a person comes into your life to teach you a lesson, no matter the human form, no matter the human experience, this agreement is based in love. The human experience may have been painful and extremely challenging. Acknowledging the depth of love needed for this contract to take place, and then let them go. The experience may have been profoundly moving, but ending abruptly and without reason. Again, be grateful and move on. Cherish the lesson and move forward into your life the way it was meant to be. Alternately, this card signifies a profound soulmate relationship, whether it be between lovers, friends, or parents and children. Cherish the gift that is given. So, if the first message is for you, like if that resonates, then definitely, take whatever resonates. But I feel as though, based off everything I was reading here, um, the ending part, this card signifies a profound soulmate relationship, whether it be between lovers, friends, or parents or children. Cherish the given gift. I feel like this is as soon as I saw like the reunion of souls, is like this whole process could be really, really, really uncomfortable here. And there could have been times where you felt as though maybe you have to just kind of like let them go, or maybe you have just like let them go at certain points, or you guys have like come together and let each other go, or you've known each other at some point in the past in this life and you had to let each other go, and um, now you're all trying to figure out how to move forward, or spirit could be kind of helping that by creating all of this stuff, all these blockages and things to not really work out in their life, to help them. Again, it's like they're realizing when it comes to you, this overwhelming sense of like lack, or this sense of like how empty their life is without you, or it's like the things they care about kind of like withering away and leaving this like empty feeling. So yeah, and like they feel as though you two could come together and create something really beautiful. So there's some sort of connection at some point over time that creates those feelings. And so spirit, at this time, it's like spirit's creating a situation, like in the right timing, right? Because we had the ships card here. Then spirit's creating a situation where you can come back together, um, or yeah, some sort of situation where you can kind of take like a leap of faith to rejoin again, or to kind of like come back together. But there's this very like intricate process of how to get there, and they're going through their own like learning lessons and figuring out how to kind of like honor and recognize spirit working in their life and learn how to follow that guidance and move in the directions that they're being led. And so ultimately this whole like path that they're on could just be like leading them back towards being able to reconnect with you in this really beautiful way. It's like leading them towards, at least leading them to wanting to being able to like jump in, by their feelings here. It's like they would like to take some sort of leap of faith, make some sort of change, kind of like go all in. That could just be like a new thing, that's kind of happening out of all of this stuff that's spirit is teaching them, or like the lessons is things that are kind of being worked into their life, if you will. So it's creating a lot of really genuine feelings here, and like you guys coming back together at some point. Because, yeah, I'm getting this strong energy of like you definitely had to like say goodbye or like walk away from each other at some point. And so then this situation that's being created for you guys to come back together and create or like dive back into something again, it could bring a lot of balance to yourselves as individuals, or just like in your worlds as a whole. It just like helps to like balance things back out again. So yeah, there was like a imbalance created, or like a lack, especially in this in the person on your mind. There was definitely like a void, or there's some sort of lack um without your energy there. But it's like they could have had to go through a lot of like surrendering, or spirit had to put them in this like specific situation where they couldn't like move forward in the ways that they wanted to, or things were just not working out for them in the ways that they would like, in order to have to sit in their like uncomfortability long enough to realize like how void, or like how much they were lacking in their life, or like how much they missed you, um, how much they wish they could like reach out to you for some sort of comfort or like familiarity, like some sort of like tune you carried or frequency you carried. It's like they want to be able to fall back on that, but they can't. So then it's like leading them to wanting to like dive back in with you, or dive in with you if they never like actually really originally went all in, or like gave it the full chance that they should have. Then yeah, spirit, it's like put them in a situation where they're in a position of lack, or they can't like move forward in the same ways that they're used to, or just like move forward and be really successful in their life, and remain really cool, calm, collected, and control um, of everything that's happening. And so then through that like stillness that they're not used to, it's like it's causing them to really miss you, or wish that they could like reach out to you in some way. So then, yeah, then that's creating feelings of like, oh, maybe I should take some sort of chance, or take some sort of leap of faith here, so that um, I always have some sort of like comfort, or connection that's like really valuable to me, or something. So in the extended, we're going to look into their intentions and their actions towards you at this time, and then get some messages from them from the Hermit Tarot Messages Oracle. And just, yeah, some more oracle cards, just like advice from spirit. So that will be in the description box if that's interesting to you. And if this resonated with you, if you'd like something more personal, you can click the link in my description to get more personal reading. And yeah, if you watched this far into the reading, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a really good day.